Okay, let's start with this quickly, guys. First of all, here we have this 89,000, right? 289,998, which is the closing balance. And that closing balance is the same as the balance in the statement. How do we get the payments? $12 multiplied by 8,646. So it'll give you this payment here. And that payment, guys, you will simply put it in brackets. How much does it give you as payments? It's 103,752. Okay. How do I get that X over there? How do I get this X here? This? Thank you. You do the inverse operation, okay? And when you do the inverse operation here, what are we going to have? Let me just. So you will have 289,998 plus 103,752, and then you minus 350. And that will give you, what did I do wrong now? Oh, 123. There we go. It gives you 43,750. Guys, that is just interest, right? What do we do with that 43,000? What are we supposed to do with it? We're supposed to record it, right? But I can't record the whole interest amount. Why? Already 500 was recorded. So I'm gonna record only the amount excluding the 500. We good? Okay. I'm just gonna finish off this table here. Of the repayments, how much of that will be the capital portion? So you're gonna take 103,752 minus interest, the whole of interest. So the capital portion will be 60,000. And this we are going to record it under financing activities, but obviously it'll go to the balance sheet as what? Current portion of the loan. This one for next year. Why is this one for next year recorded as current portion of the loan? It's because they told you that we're gonna pay the capital portion next year. Any loan that you're going to pay next year will be a current liability. Within 12 months, yes. Yes. Remember, when we're looking at everything, I did mention, guys, we are looking at everything from the end of the year. What is the end of the year here? So the next 12 months will be 30 June, but 20 what? 17. Anything that will be repaid within, it's a CL. What does CL stand for? It's a current liability. And how much do we expect to pay within the next 12 months? It is 60,002. Someone said, but they said we're gonna repay it over 4 years. We don't focus on the repayment over 4 years. We only focus on the fact that they said it's a constant amount. Meaning that the whole loan of 289,998 will be paid over 4 years. But how much of that will be paid next year? Only 60,002. Okay. So that is why, guys, when I record everything here, check for mortgage loan. Are you fine with that? Everyone got that one right. Even this one, a lot of you guys got it right. We close it off to profit or loss because it is a nominal accounts section. Can I move on? How did we? Because the whole thing is an expense and must be closed off against profit or loss. So you look at the total expense. Can I move on? Over here, for interest expense, I'm going to add 3,250 to get my total interest expense. What will be my non-current liability? How much is my non-current liability, guys? Is it's 289,998. But of that, how much will be paid next year? It's 60,002. So the 60,002 is the one that you take it under current portion of the loan. That's it. Can I move on? I'm moving on. We have to finish this at least today, guys. We need to start with depreciation so that we start with the full financial statements, okay? Now, here, guys, we have the name of the bank is Governors Bank, and the day is the 28th of February. How much are we owing Governor Bank on the 28th of February? But on which day will that be? I need you guys to understand that is the balance on the 28th of February. If nothing is being said. Yes, but for now, for 2018, that is the balance we have. Unless the adjustments tell you otherwise. You can't assume, okay? And then what are they saying here? The entity obtained another loan amounting to 200,000. When did they obtain that loan? On the 1st of September. Are you aware that the 1st of September, guys, is between the year end and the beginning of the year? So initially, after reading that sentence, you will assume that 700,000 already includes 200,000. I need to specify, guys, here it's when interest is not capitalized. So when interest is not capitalized, we will calculate it differently. Oh, until they say this, what are they saying now? Whatever, that 200,000 has already done what? Now, is that opening or closing? It's closing, so your assumption was correct. If they said nothing, you were going to assume that it has already been recorded, okay? And now they say to you, the entity pays 150 towards their principal amount on the 28th of February every year. The loan repayment for the current year was not recorded. So what did we record? The new loan, which is 200,000, but we did not record the 150. Yo, guys, if 150 was recorded, it was going to be a long journey, okay? Why? Here's the thing. We have 700,000. It would have meant that 700,000 excludes 150. When was that 150 paid? It was paid right here, meaning that we will need to find the balance on the 28th of Feb before the repayment. So we are going to take 700,000 plus 150. And then to work out the opening balance, what are we going to do? That 850 minus 200 to get the opening balance. Do you see it was going to be a journey? But here, luckily, they did not record the repayment. So what was the balance on the 1st of March? No, guys. 500, you're right. It is 500. And we had this 500 for how long? Count. 7 months. Let's count. March, April, May, June, July, August. We don't count September. Why? So when I calculate interest, how much will be interest here? But for how long? 6 months. After 6 months, after the 1st of September, are we still owing 500,000? How much are we owing? 700,000. For how long? For another 6 months. Yes. For another 6 months. So that's how we'll calculate interest. This is when interest is not what, guys? Capitalized. Okay, when interest is not capitalized. If it is capitalized, you calculate it in a table form. But if it's not capitalized, you'll have to calculate it this way. Okay. So how much will be our interest for the entire year? Which is 60,000. But how much loan was already recorded? I mean, of that interest, how much of it was recorded already? Yes, I'll go back to it. Just want to check this. What was our interest on loan recorded already? It is 25,000. Okay, 25,000 was already recorded. Please include it there quickly, guys, before we go anywhere. Go to interest and loan and write that 25,000, meaning 25,000 was already recorded. Can I move on? Okay. All right, guys. Can I move on? Can I move on? Can I move on? Okay, how much am I going to record then? What? Go back where? Here. Okay. Don't kill me. There we go. It's not added to the original amount. Why is it not added to the original amount? Because it's not capitalized. I taught this in grade 11 to the grade 12s. Obviously, you guys are lucky because I had you from grade 9. Okay, that is the lucky part. With them, I started everything. Everything we did this year, I started it in grade 10, including the stuff that were done in grade 9. So imagine in 1 year, you're trying to cover grade 9 and grade 10. So it's disaster. It was disaster, but fortunately we managed to finish everything. Now, I taught them this, guys. It will come back later, but it will come under cash flow statements in grade 12. And trust me, guys, it's nailing them like a hammer. No, a hammer. Do you get it though? It's a joke, but it's fine. So we cannot, David, interest on loan. How much is interest on loan that we have to record? 25 or 35? No, 35. Why are we only recording 35? Because 25 was already recorded. Okay, so you credit accrued expense. Why are we creating accrued expense and not loan kabanga bank? Because it's not capitalized. Kabana bank. What does kabana mean? Fighting. Kabana. Kabana. Fighting. It's fine. I'm sorry to get a job. Ke le ja pere, mara ungangihleli. Le ja pere. Okay, I want to go back and see those mountains. One day I'll go back. Okay. Can I move on? Okay. Loan. How much are we owing Kabana Bank? You don't have this. Highly impossible. It's there. It's there. Look. So much good. I say you edit it now. You edit it now. Not here. Okay, I don't think it's a problem. That's not. That's so good. Okay. Let me see if it's important first. Let me see if it's important first. Shh. Ish. Ish. Guys, you have to draw it. Okay. No. You don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because I see the wrong date there. Because here it's supposed to say 2017 or something. Okay. Because the payment was made in between. So don't record that one. Let's do your accrued expense. How much will be our accrued expense? What is the sign for accrued expense? Minus, plus. Why is it minus plus? Is it an expense? It's a liability. Okay, that's why it's a minus plus. So you're going to put interest on loan on the credit side, which is 35,000. But here's a question, guys. Why am I only putting 35,000 there? It's the only one that we have not yet paid. Okay, the other one was recorded, so it was paid. So yeah, that's why we only have 35,000 that we owe him. What else did I give you guys there? Interest on loan. So I only gave you those two. Okay. Guys, this is not idols, right? I am not proverb. I'm definitely not proverb. Besides that, look at my, it's very small. Yeah. Can I move on? Where I am from, people that do that. Do it again. I'm just saying. Okay, guys, ignore the first one again. Just go to interest on loan. So for interest on loan, how much will be our interest on loan? No, it's 35. We're adding 35 to the 25 to get the total interest. Why do we close it to profit or loss still? Because it's an expense. Okay, this is plus minus, it's an expense. So imagine teaching someone that doesn't know what an expense is, what is an asset, what is a current liability. Already taking the current portion out of the non-current liability is a problem. Now imagine explaining to a person that doesn't know the difference between a current liability and a non-current liability. And I need to specify, you guys are number one traitors. I asked this question in grade 12. I asked them, what is the difference between, what is the definition of a current liability? And this was from a past paper. It's a liability we expect to repay within 12 months. You should have seen the things that I saw there. Others wrote it's creditors control, it's what we owe. Guys, a liability is what we owe. That's why they're saying it's a current liability, meaning that they're telling you already that is a liability. So why define to them a liability? So now all they're asking is it current or non-current? That's all they want. So your definition must include what? Whether it's current or non-current. If it's current, we expect to pay it within 12 months. Can I move on? Imagine when you're vaping, what that is doing. No, I'm just saying. No, I'm saying those that do. Let's think about it. Yeah, now you're gonna see your dad smoke and then you're gonna laugh at him and then he'll slap you, hey? I feel like you're stupid, guys. Like, it's stupid. You're there, you're like, someone's dead and you're like, huh? It doesn't matter still. You're there. Do you know when they try to make it round? So you like, yeah? Yeah, very like don't do it. Don't smoke. Don't drink. Okay, for interest expense, you'll have 60,000, the whole expense. Now, let's come to this. How much are we owing Kabana Bank? 700,000. Do you agree that 700,000 rand was not affected by interest at all? Why was it not affected by interest? Because it was not capitalized. But now, with how much are our repayments? How much are our repayments? They told you what the repayments are. How much are they? 150. Why can't I subtract interest from 150? How much is our interest, guys? 60. Why don't I say 150 minus 60? And then take the remainder. What is 150 minus 60? It is 90. And take the 90 and let the 90 be the one that I subtract from my loan. Why can't I do that in here? Beside that, it's because they specify that that 150 is only for what? I'm highlighting it there. It's only towards the capital. If they said it's just a repayment, what were we going to do if they said it's just a repayment? We are going to take 150 minus the 35, not the whole 60, the 35. Why only the 35? Only it's the only one that is accrued expense. Okay. And then whatever remains was going to be the one that we subtract our loan amount with. Are we together? Now, guys, I need you to understand what I'm going to do because it can be quite confusing. I am going to subtract two 150s. That's a big question. Who can tell me? It's for 2018, 18. And the other one will be for 2019. Do you understand that? Why am I subtracting two? The other one is the one that was paid on the 28th of Feb 2018. And the other one will be paid on the 28th of Feb 2019. But the one that is paid next year, I'm not just taking it out here. Where am I putting it? Current. I'm putting it under current. So that one under current, guys, is the one that will be repaid in 2019. And then our accrued expense is still 35,000 because they specify that we were not paying for interest. We were paying only for the principal amount. We are going to keep on. No, we're not adding here. We are just paying. That 200,000 was just once off. We just took a new loan. And I know when you guys start working, and that's what most of my friends did. They qualified as CAs and then Some of them decided to change cars every 5 years. You paid off the car and then you want to take another one. The kilos get too high, it's not appreciated. Yeah, but why are you happy to be in debt? Yeah, but you must also live life. Guys, you are allowed to live life as long as you want, suffer. Yeah, but there's a charge yes. 8 grand. Yeah, but you can buy a car cash. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying not now. When you're still young, that's a good time for you to start investing. Focus on buying a house, paying off your house, so that at least when you reach 40, are you aware, in essence, if you're really, really smart, by 40, you should be done with everything. You should have paid off your house. Do you agree? And if you started having kids at around 23, your kids will be done with school as well. And at 40, my age, that is at my age, that's when you can start doing what? Buying cars the way you want. But you know that even if anything happens, I know no one will chase me out of my house. It's yours. Guys, you don't want to be working like me. Like you ask yourself, should I be absent today? I have a house to pay. I need those distinctions. Eh? I need those distinctions. No, they don't. You have couple of leave days, but it's just me. I don't see why I should. Okay, I don't see why I should. I guess it's because I love my job, eh? I do. Okay, guys. I did this in how many minutes? Ah, you lying. I'm gonna give you guys 15 minutes. You're not explaining. Yes. Yes. The one with for the current portion of the loan. Yes. So given yeah, they will tell you. They'll always tell you. But sometimes the repayment, they won't give you the repayment. You just have to check at the loan. For instance, guys, if the loan last year was 1 million and this year the loan is 1.5, what happened during the year? We took another loan. But what if the loan was 1.5 and all of a sudden it's 1 million? You repay. But they should tell you when that payment happened, because you need that payment so that you can calculate interest. We good? Okay, guys, I'm giving you 15 minutes. Let's go. Yes. That's not For this one, we are still dealing with the case where interest is not capitalized. And you are given the loan amount, mortgage loan from Bahamas Bank at 15% per annum. For last year, the loan was 700,000 and this year it's 500,000. And all of this is happening on the 28th of February. So you'll notice that the loan has actually decreased. The only case, or the only reason that will cause your loan to decrease is when you have made a repayment. And indeed, here we actually repaid the loan amount of our question mark on the 31st of December 2021. The repayment for the current year was recorded. Half of the capital amount owing at the end of 2020 financial year will be paid on the 31st of December 2022. Interest is not capitalized. Now put these dates in your number line. You'll start with the beginning of the financial year and when the loan was repaid, which is the 31st of December 2021. And the end of the financial year will be 28th of February. On the 28th of February, we were owing 500,000 and we repaid 200,000 during the financial year on the 31st of December 2021. How do we know that? It's because on this day, our loan decreased from 700,000 to 500,000 rand. So the repayment happened on the 31st of December. Basically, from March until the 31st of December, we were owing Bahamas Bank 700,000, and that will be 10 months. So it's March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, which is 10 months. So you calculate interest on that amount, which is for 10 months. And the remaining period, we were owing 500,000. So your interest for the remaining period will be 500,000 times 15 times 2 over 12. That will give you your interest for 2 months, which is January and February. And that will be 12,500. So your interest for the whole year will be 12,500 plus 87,500. And that will give you 100,000. But already we have recorded interest of 50,000. So we just need to debit our interest alone by 50,000 rand. And the rest will be accrued expense. So that is outstanding interest. Okay, that'll be our outstanding interest. It's an accrued expense. We haven't paid that interest yet. Our accrued expense is a liability account. So since it's a liability account, it'll be a minus plus. So what goes into this accrued expense? It will be your interest on loan, which is 50,000 rand. And for your interest on loan, it's an expense account. It'll be plus minus, so it increases on the debit side and decreases on the credit side. So in total, your interest on loan should be 100,000. In your statement of profit or loss, your interest expense will be the 50,000 plus the 50,000 that is accrued. And in total, it will give you 100,000, which is your interest for the entire year. You will subtract it from interest before, well, you'll subtract it from profit before interest expense, which is 200,000 minus 100,000, you will get 100,000 as profit. Your loan to Bahamas Bank, note that at the end of the year, we were owing Bahamas Bank 500,000, okay? I will actually just start with that 500,000 and minus the 250 because the 250 is the current portion of that 500,000, which is the same as taking 700,000 minus 200,000. So the 250 will put it under the current portion of the loan and put your accrued expense, which is interest on loan, and that will be 50,000, and that's it. You're done. Done, 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 done. All right. Thank you for watching. Khotso.